The two replica ships of the Nina and Pinta are now docked downtown. This wasn't their original plan for the weekend. The broken bridge on the Black Rock Canal in North Tonawanda forced the ships to travel to Buffalo's Erie Basin Marina for the weekend.
We've left from Rochester, traveled through the Welland Canal smoothly, cross Erie here, and then trying to head up to Tonawanda, and then the Ferry Street Basketball Bridge had some issues, and well, obviously with our high rigging, we had to pull over and wait, and then got confirmation that the bridge was not going to be getting fixed anytime soon.
The ships will stay downtown for tours this weekend, and they'll open up in just a couple of minutes, well, maybe in more than a half an hour. But here on Wake Up, we're going to give you a sneak preview of the on board of the ships. News 4's Lauren Hall is live at Erie Basin Marina with more. Hey, Lauren.
Brittany, they may not have originally been supposed to be docked right here in the Erie Basin Marina, but the Nina, which I'm on board right now, and the Pinta, which is right next door to us here in the dock, just look so at home in this setting. This is the most historically accurate replica of the Nina, which was one of the Columbus ships back in the 1490s that exists in the world. We have first mate Michael Sprague with us right now. And Michael, you told me you can ask me anything you want, just don't ask me what day it is or where I am. You've lived on this ship for 2 years, traveling all over. What is that like?
It's really great. For someone as young as me, I'm just 22. I've seen half the country. I doubled, how much I've traveled in a single year.
And in just the last couple minutes that we have been on board, so many onlookers have stopped to take a photo or really just stopped to take in the sight of the ship. Does that happen everywhere you go?
Yeah, when we're living on deck, it's kind of like living in a fishbowl. Everyone gets to check out what you're doing because it's just open. But it's also really cool to live aboard something that so many people are just attracted to.
So how many of you live on board the ship and travel?
There's roughly about 7 per ship at any time. Our numbers change constantly because of our volunteer status.
You're getting ready for the public tours to open at 9 this morning. What is a morning like that typically like for your crew?
We wake up at 7:30, scrub the decks, set up the flags, and certain things of the museum that we had to bring from down below we set and put in place. And then hopefully breakfast gets done before 9 o'clock.
What'd you have for breakfast?
Nothing yet. Still cooking.
Do you cook right on the ship?
Yeah. Each ship has its own everything, pretty much.
So when a ship that looked just like this ship was used in 1492 to travel the Atlantic, what was it like for the crews on board that ship? Where did they eat? What time did they get up?
Well, they would be on 6-hour shifts, and they'd be eating right on deck. Everything they did was right where we're standing.
The number one question that everyone gets asked, or everyone was asking us this morning, we have the Nina, over there we have the Pinta, where's the Santa Maria?
Our foundation will never build a Santa Maria just because of how big she would be and how limited she would be to traveling with us and all the places that we like to go. She wouldn't be able to go to about 90% of the places that we go.
That's probably one of the things that you'll notice if you come out with your family to visit the Nina and the Pinta this morning is really that the size is not that monstrous, but that allows you to travel to more and more places. We'll go get on board the Pinta when we see you next at 8:30 here on the CW23 live in the Erie Basin Marina. Lauren Hall, News 4 Wake Up.
Weekend visiting these two ships in downtown Buffalo. Replicas of the Columbus ships, the Nina and the Pinta, are docked downtown for the weekend. And the ships had to change course yesterday because of a broken bridge in North Tonawanda. So they'll now be at the Erie Basin Marina, and they'll be open to the public in about 20 minutes. News 4's Lauren Hall is live with more about these ships.
Good morning, Brittany. It's a lively crew here on board the Pinta, which is one of the replica Columbus ships, docked right here in the Erie Basin Marina. We have first mate with us, Michael Sprague. We just heard some of your crew singing some crew songs, right? Is that what you do on board?
Yeah, it was probably pop music. He sings all the time.
But you guys are together all the time. You travel the country on board these gorgeous ships. Talk about the Pinta. What is she like?
The Pinta is the ship that I personally live on, and she's 85 feet long and 24 feet wide, 15 feet longer and 6 feet wider than her original size.
And that's just so that you can accommodate more and more people on her to come see her, right?
Yeah, and also a few of her dimensions are built differently. As you may have seen on the Nina, we had a straight ladder to get to the raised deck where we're standing now. So the public can't go up there, but the way that we're built, the public can come up here onto our raised deck.
Why don't we demonstrate how to get off the raised deck? And as we do that, Michael, we were talking about the way that these ships are built. They're really fantastic ships.
Yeah, They were built in Valencia, Brazil, by a group of shipwrights that have been passing down the trades to build these kind of ships with nothing but hand tools for about 8 generations, probably going on 9 now.
And back when Columbus sailed across the Atlantic in them, it was maybe considered to be kind of unusual because they were usually only used for short trade trips, correct?
Yeah, they would do cargo, trade trips just in the Mediterranean, very short shoreline traders.
People may be surprised to find out really just how small they are. They're not these giant ships that you would imagine would be strong enough to carry a full crew across the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, even for Columbus's day, it would have been a relatively small ship.
Also, people will notice right off the bat that pretty much everything on board is black. Why is that? Because it looks cool?
Because everything back then, all ships would have been covered in the same substance, which would have been pine tar and pitch, and it was to waterproof the wood and preserve it from becoming rotted.
Is this pine tar in case people want to climb on board and touch it?
No, it's just stain and oil.
All right, so we've walked the entire length of the ship now. What's going on over here?
This is the bow of the ship, where we have our bowsprit, which is the cannon-type looking thing. And it's part of a support system, along with the rest of the black lines here, that support our masts.
And you told me before that the cannons are the coolest part of the ship. Might people get to hear them in action this weekend?
Possibly. We'll have to see about gunpowder and the rules around here.
All right, we'll have to see about the gunpowder. You'll know when you hear it. The Nina, the Pinta are here for your viewing. They open for tours at